So I think a lot of people kind of looked at the replacement rank this season kind of sideways, and rightfully so. We've been talking about it for over a month now. Season 4 was insane. We saw Season 4 Crimsons placing gold. We saw Season 4 Iridescence placing platinum, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I really wish I was making this up. I do know of an individual who was iridescent and they placed silver. I'm not saying who it is. All I am saying is that's outrageous. And after reading like well over 100 comments from you guys, I do think your replacement rank tells you something. But I have to apologize to you guys once again. I did kind of have a wrong theory. In Friday's upload, I was saying that I thought that the placement matches actually mattered performance-wise. After playing some more over the weekend, I do still think it was kind of predetermined. That's what I get for trying to overanalyze everything, right? But first thing first though, I do think the biggest mistake people made this season is like they're literally treating the placement like it's a report card. You go ahead, you get that placement match done, you see gold, you see platinum. Most of the facts that landed in diamond seem pretty content with that. But like, let's say the gold and platinum folks, they're like, this game thinks I'm trash. They immediately decided this game thinks I'm trash. I don't think that's what placement matches are trying to tell you. Not even a little bit. Because if we peel a couple of layers back, your placement rank doesn't necessarily define you as a player. Not your placement rank. If you really look at it, it's kind of just a blueprint of where the system thinks that your climb should begin. And those are two different things. Here's what it may or may not be telling you though. And here's the interesting part. None of us know Treyarch's exact formula. The hidden skill rating or hidden performance rating or whatever, placement performance, previous seasons, matchmaking. There's probably a lot happening behind the scenes that even the human developers probably don't even understand. But there is kind of a pattern that I'm starting to see. And again, season did just start. It is still really early. So here I go again with some more of my faded conspiracy theories, right? Let's say if a player places in gold, that player isn't expected to stay in gold if they grind the game. A good ballpark for somebody that places in gold, maybe they're expected to land in diamond. And maybe if somebody lands in platinum, the system might expect for them to land in crimson. If you place diamond, you're probably one of them ones. You're probably pretty nice. But maybe the diamond folks are the ones that are supposed to be fighting for iridescent. But again, we don't exactly know where those ceilings are. Definitely something to consider though. But I do think it's much healthier to view placements as a starting point instead of a prediction of your limits. But here's the funny part. I've seen a lot of people angry because they place gold, and I get it. Being anything higher than gold one season, especially crimson, it doesn't feel right going back down to gold. It just doesn't. I get it. But look, if you truly believe you don't belong there, that's almost the biggest motivation you can ask for. Get the fuck out of gold. So my placement match landed me in platinum too, and I'm like, okay, fair enough after being crimson last season. But I was like, I gotta get the fuck out of platinum. That's what I was saying to myself, low-key. But again, it just didn't feel right. And over the weekend, I got the fuck out of platinum. So now I'm gonna say this is my honest grind to crimson, not with all the season 4 cheese. Anyway, think about it though. You log in after that placement match, you place gold or some shit, and deep down, you know, you're like, nah, I'm not staying here. So what do? You grind, you lock in, and go ahead and start farming that SR. I think that's what's making this season pretty fun right now. And by the way, if you're trying to farm some SR over a long period of time, let me put you one of my guys over at Advanced Gaming Supplements. This isn't some cracked out energy drink like Red Bull or Monster that sends your heart rate through the roof. It's just clean energy, helps you lock in, stay focused, and hydrated with multiple different kinds of supplements, hundreds, maybe thousands of flavors to choose from. Definitely check these guys out. And if you want to cop anything, use code NERVS10, NRVS10 at checkout. Stop comparing yourself to your friends or your favorite content creator or whoever. Stop comparing yourself. I've been hearing a lot of people in the YouTube comment section, Facebook groups, Discord, TikTok, guys saying, how did my friend place higher than me? Look, we don't really know what the system values, at least to a degree. My personal friend group, I think everything did kind of fall in line pretty appropriately, but maybe that's just my over-analytical brain. Obviously, HPR or HSR could definitely be a component. Your recent games, score per minute. I even heard that the Black Ops 6 rank system was considered, or maybe even all the way back until like Modern Warfare 2. What I think it is ultimately though is consistency. Let's say if you could consistently put up like a 1.2 to a 1.5 in tough lobbies, not just regular lobbies, in tough lobbies, the system probably thinks you're pretty decent. And at the end of the day, instead of asking like, why did my buddy place higher than me? I guess you can kind of ask yourself, what can I do over the next month to pass him? Not that I think it's a good idea to try to compete with your friends like that. Maybe if it's a little bit of friendly competition, you guys can go ahead and do that. But a lot of y'all be taking that shit way too serious. You deadass be looking at your homeboy sideways because he plays one tier higher than you. Not even one whole division, just one tier. And then you guys are beefing for the whole season. Ultimately though, here's what I'd be paying attention to instead of my placement rank. And I did just gloss over this a second ago, but are you top fragging? How much SR are you gaining after you get those wins? How competitive are your lobbies? I understand it's the end of July. It'll be August in a couple of days. You can still get better at the game, man. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, Modern Warfare 4 is right on the corner, but I have to admit it, I'm still having a good deal of fun with Black Ops 7 ranked right now. But all right, look, I don't know about you guys, but I'd rather start in gold and gain like 80 to 120 SR and finish Crimson instead of starting in Diamond and then I only gain 20 SR every game and then I pretty much end in Diamond 3. In my opinion, the climb tells a much bigger story than your placement ever will. And all right, look, this is my first time saying this on the channel. When Rank Play first launched, I mean, I did say this in a live stream, but this is my first time saying this on the channel. When Rank Play first launched back in, what was it, January or February, I placed Gold 2. And I'm like, hell no. I had to get the fuck out of Gold instantly. It did, like, the game just came out and it didn't even feel right. And I mean, in Black Ops 6, I kind of hung around in Diamond for majority of the year. And in the couple of Call of Duties before that, in Modern Warfare 3 and Modern Warfare 2, I was pretty much just a platinum surfer, but I was really a pub kid those years. So I was kind of okay with being plat in those games. So yeah, I said it at the beginning of this freaking game, I placed in freaking Gold 2. The good news is I have not looked back and I've never even sniffed gold after I got the fuck up out of there. And a little bit of a side note, I had a pretty bad hand injury when Black Ops 7 rank first dropped. And I'm not saying that's why I placed gold. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what I am getting at is I was using a high-rise control freak and like that ligament between my thumb and my wrist, that shit was destroyed. Like, it was so bad. I could barely drive my freaking car. I couldn't use my phone. It was bad. So I'm sitting there, I'm in my fields. I'm like, damn, bro, I literally might have to stop playing COD. I'm like, my content creation career is over. I'm just now trying to get my YouTube channel off the ground, and I'm probably gonna have to stop because my old man hands are giving out on me. And no, this is not a plug. I'm not sponsored, although I would like to be. But I thought to myself, I don't necessarily want to stop using the control freak. So I literally ran to Best Buy, grabbed me a medium rise control freak, and then that kind of just changed my gameplay entirely. And weirdly enough, it allowed me to raise my sensitivity, which essentially allowed me to react a little bit faster on the map. So that was kind of cool, man. Like, I was definitely able to pick up the pace as far as my playstyle when I did that. I'm convinced that kind of helped me get from platinum to diamond. And again, no, I'm not saying lowering my freaking high rise control freak to a medium got me to diamond out of platinum, but it did almost feel like I broke through a wall. It just allowed me to start playing a whole lot different, and I was able to play with a different kind of aggression. And I know that was kind of like a side tangent rant thing there, but at the end of the day, if you play slower than you expected, don't panic. It's not the end of the world. Don't convince yourself you're suddenly the worst player ever. Simply just treat it like it's the beginning of the season. That's where you ended up starting. Where you end matters way more than where you start. I do know you guys kind of have been letting me know over the last few days or so, where did you place and where are you right now? And ultimately, where do you think you'll finish at the end of the season? Right now, my main focus is just hitting Crimson again. I don't think I'm gonna go for Iridescent. We'll see though. But if you're looking for teammates, or maybe you wanna just run some 8s, we are working on a system where we can run some organized 8s in the Collective Cortex Discord server. This is your invitation. And it's not just a COD server. We have a spot for content creators, streamers. It doesn't matter if you play World of Minecraft, PokeWorld, it doesn't matter. We got a spot for you. This will be the first link down below. Go ahead and apply, and if I like your answers, you'll most likely get approved. Check out one of these 2 videos here though, and consider subscribing if you dug the video. I'll see you guys over there.